Order! All rise in the House for the most honourable and indeed dishonourable this is the big court. Please put your hands in the air like you just don't care. Put them back down again by your sides like you're really caring a lot for the authority and dignity of the man you are about to worship. His Highness, his most worshipful, his absolutely lovely hairdo. Here he is, he's your friend and mine, it's Mr. Judge Sir Timothy Fitzhugh. Good evening, please do sit down. It is on, it is. Well, welcome to the court. I should probably explain a few of the rules of the court, for those of you that have not been to the courthouse before. Rule number 1, I didn't write these rules, but no, rule number 1, the judge is always right. It's important to remember that. Thank you. Second, anyone addressing the bench, that's me, must address the judge with my lord. It's very important to remember that. I like to run a fairly understanding ship here in this courtroom. Many of you may be wondering about the Labour Party Act of 2007, the Legal Services Act, making the law more accessible. So let's just break this down a bit in a bid to make the law more accessible, and I'll come forward this evening and say good evening to you all. How are you? You well? You specifically? Good, excellent. This is how this is going to work this evening. What I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce to you the prosecution, the defence. You, of course, will be forming the jury. It's a good job that the expected ticket sales didn't go so well. So we are just over the 12 that we were expecting this evening. So that's going to work out well for us. Do we have anyone here who's a lawyer? Give me a cheer if we've got any lawyers in. One man scratched his nose. I don't know where to take that. Are you son of a lawyer? It's not necessarily an inherited quality, but we'll go with it. You kind of grow into it, you know. You kind of grow into it. You do. Splendid. And your parent, dad, mum? Dad, yeah. Dad is a lawyer? Was a lawyer. Was a lawyer. A judge? Did he make judge? Judge is quite cool. No. Wasn't corrupt enough. He didn't make... He wasn't corrupt enough to be a judge. I'm not sure I'm going to comment on that yet. Which country was this in? Where are you from? Germany. Germany, of course. A German judge, not corrupt. My God. How amazing. Which part of Germany? It wasn't the east. It wasn't the east. Specifically not the east. So could I have further west? Or maybe a little bit further west? France? No? A little bit further west than east? Yeah, just a little bit, yeah. A little bit further west than east. W instead of an A in there. Using a W instead of an A? Yeah, it's E-A-S. Wormany. Write the A and put a W in front of the E. He's a Nazi. Is what you're saying he's a Nazi? What? No, okay, I see. He had a nose, yeah. He had a nose. Oh, I see. Oh, I see. He had a nose, you're saying. So you're inferring... A good nose for the law. A good nose for the law. I got it. That could have been awkward. That could have been awkward, but we skirted around it. He's with us? He's not with us? He's not with us. He's not, sadly not. But you're here today. How wonderful. I'm thrilled about it. How great. And anyone ever been in a courtroom before? The back, one man, two men, three. Of course you have, I suspect that. You, on the second row, have you been in a court before? Were you prosecuting, defending, witness, jury?
You ever not being told off for council tax?
Being told off for council tax?
It's what? I had to pay it.
You had to pay it. Well, yes, I can see how that works. So you were the defendant.
Yes.
Were you guilty of sin of not paying the council tax?
Guilty, yeah.
Very guilty. Did you even plead that you pled?
I pled £5 a week and I smoke, so like give me a break. That's what I said. And that's what I did.
That's quite the defence. That's the kind of defence you come to expect in this courtroom. You at the back. Where did you?
I was supporting a friend who was appealing the sentence.
Supporting a friend appealing a sentence. Wow. Can I ask what the sentence was that you were supporting?
The sentence was 9 months or something.
What?
9 months, 12 months, something like that. And he
Wow.
was trying to get it down on appeal.
Okay, and do we know what the sentence was for?
Oh.
Not 9
This is a bit
months.
serious. This is
Fairly.
supplying. Well, he handed someone a rock of crack cocaine, and then later in the evening.
Well, somebody, we appear to have found the level of the room there. He murdered a woman with high-quality drugs.
The judge made it very clear that the rock of cocaine was not what killed her.
No.
But he still had to, because she filmed it. And obviously they
Oh, there's so much here.
they did it for supply, but nothing to do with her death.
That's an incidental issue. That's the way the law works. That's quite remarkable. I should write that one down. That's quite the case. But, did he get the sentence down for supplying?
I think they may have knocked on for a month or two.
But may have. I mean, after you
Not as much as they wanted to have him released there and then, but the judge said they knocked it down a couple of months.
That's a reasonable judge, isn't it? It was, he said. Yes, fair enough, yes. Was it a very large block of cocaine?
I don't know, I wasn't actually there.
No, well, of course not. No, otherwise you would have been the least useful person to support him in getting his sentence reduced.
I wasn't supporting him in any official, I just sat and watched.
Oh, I see. You were just from the gallery, just sort of, yeah, nice. You were just up there with a flag, maybe you hadn't seen him for a while. Well, no, if he was in prison, probably not, no. It would be difficult. So you've been in court, you clearly have been in court. What for on this?
Jury service.
Oh, jury! You were in there for jury. You might have been. Well, this is a reunion there, ladies and gentlemen. Well, without further ado, let me please introduce the prosecutor. Good evening over here. Welcome. Have you ever been in court before? No. Look at no. Let me introduce to you the prosecution for this evening. A wonderful legal mind. We're going to bring him out here. Other courts don't do this, but I'm going to ask the jury, you mainly, to applaud. And let's bring him out onto the stage. Some courts do, but let's bring him out. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome on stage Mr. Trevor Locke.
Thank you, my lord. So it's an absolute pleasure to be here in front of so many guilty people. Now, no one flinched then, so some of you are in denial of your guilt. It's my job to... there's a man there with his finger up his nose.
Not quite up.
Not quite up, no. Why is it there?
I'm just deciding whether I think you're boring.
You're deciding whether you think I'm boring. And if you think I'm boring, that finger goes further up or into the mouth.
Probably into the mouth.
Probably into the mouth, so you've got something ready. Boring. Fair enough. Well, you're already a suspect. So, who's here in a large group of people?
All individuals. Individuals, all of them.
This front row, a friendship group? Yeah, friendship group. How do you know each other? University?
And family.
University and family, so it's so some of you are brothers.
Yeah, two of them.
Two of you are brothers. Okay. Two of you are brothers.
And one of them's the son of a judge.
Son of a judge, brothers, friends of brothers. The second row. Randoms.
This one's sitting there with her arms folded next to a council tax evader. I mean, I could say that. A council tax evader, essentially. A man who has already been convicted
Yeah.
for... yes, she said, you said yes. Fair enough, she said yes already as well. You only just met him. Have you only just met him?
I'm thinking about moving.
You're thinking about moving seat or house? Into his house? Yeah, really. Just introduce you and already there's love is in the air. It's a nice moment, Trevor. So yes, that's the second row. They don't know each other, but they may be moving in together shortly.
And can you find out about the final row?
Yeah, well, the final row, we have a gentleman who went to court with a rattle to support a man for supplying a large iceberg of something Class A, or maybe it seemed to be decriminalised. The rest of the row, I haven't quite got round to them yet. Maybe, do you want to...
Do I want to find out? I want to find
Do?
out who they are, yeah.
Well, we'll ask them.
Yeah. Young ladies on the end of the row, do you know each other?
No.
You don't know each other. And why have you come here this evening? Don't look at each other. You don't know each other. You can't help each other.
He knows Dave.
He knows Dave. You've been brought in under duress. Yeah, I know you. Yeah. No, that's fair enough. Lady next to the man who knows Dave.
I know Dave.
You know Dave as well. Now I ask you, how do you know Dave?
I used to work with Dave.
You worked with him or for him?
Kind of both.
Kind of both.
Yeah.
Is that not a conflict of interest? You see, you're already beginning to backpedal. I don't like you, gentleman next to the lady.
I know Dave as well.
You know Dave as well. Spartacus, okay. And how do you know Dave? Did you work under him?
We used to be flatmates.
Used to be flatmates, and then an incident occurred and you had to move out?
Very quickly.
Very quickly. Did you manage to pull your trousers up, or you had to run out around your ankles into the street?
No, trousers wrong.
The trousers. Okay. And you, sir?
I know Dave.
Is there anyone in this room who does not know Dave?
Me.
Right, why don't you know him? Everyone else knows him. Apparently he's a lovely guy, very gregarious. You must have been hiding from him. No, so you don't know him, you don't know him.
Love to meet him.
You'd love to meet him. Well, maybe we'll have an identity parade and see if you can pick him out. Yeah, okay, later we'll do that. So, do you know the guy with the finger up his nose? So you come along as well.
Trevor, do you want to move to your first...
Well, I'd like to... this guy here is chewing gum for a start. I've always got prejudice against a man chewing gum. He had his finger up his nostril. He retracted it. He had something on the end of it. He may have put it in his mouth. I think I'm going to charge him with eating a bogey in public.
You're charging this gentleman with eating a bogey in public?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, your name, sir? Is your name is what?
I bought my ticket.
He doesn't want to play? Doesn't want to play?
No. That's all right. Can you draw?
Oh, that's a great idea. Let's make that's right, that's a good idea.
You can't draw.
Well, that's imperfect for a court-appointed artist. There you are, sir. You're round of applause for the court-appointed artist. Ladies and gentlemen, Trevor, I move that who in this courtroom are you intending to prosecute and for what?
I'm thinking about this gentleman here in the front row there. The guy's looking around.
Come on up, sir. What's your name? Come on. That's all I want to say, Trevor. You're prosecuting this. No, have a seat, sir.
You can take your beer. You can take
yes,
your beer.
a lot of courts don't encourage you to drink, but this one will sustain it.
Okay.
You're going to prosecute him for what, Trevor?
Well, I haven't made up my mind yet.
Well, let's find out his name first, ladies and gentlemen. Your name, please. Nick.
Nick.
Not a promising name.
Nick the Nicker. And is that Nicker with a K?
No.
No. Okay. And Nick, when were you born?
1973.
1973. What was the date?
5th of February.
5th of February 1973. I put it to you that you were not born. 1973. I put it to you that a baby was born then. But you are not a baby. Therefore, you just told a lie. You are.
Oh wow, he sentenced himself. Good. That's my job a lot easier. Perjury.
I'm saying this man, Nick, was Poskitt. You're asking the court to believe your surname is Poskitt. Okay, well
What do you do for a living, Nick?
A little bit of this.
care to elucidate?
Consult.
Well, that's probably right the first time.
What was the last thing you consulted on?
Kind of finance stuff, really, boring stuff, which is probably very incriminating. You could say the banks all day.
Oh, well, let's decide that. So, finance stuff. Do you have a larger grasp than that? Do you want to elucidate on that? Is that what you do in the bank?
Things I go in and make sure I have everything and comply with
So you're like a cash cop?
I am a cash cop. I'm the audit police.
You are the audit police?
Yeah, someone's speaking to me.
Well, we'll find that out. So you're the audit police, you go in and you check the bank's audit sheet.
Yeah.
I think we need to be very specific about this, Nick. The entire charge slash a large portion of these people's evenings depends on us being very specific about this. So you go into the bank, you check the audit sheet, you check what's on the audit sheet.
I check to make sure that they're reporting stuff financially.
And you
the way
work-
that they should.
And you work for the FSA or whatever it's called.
No, I work for companies that basically make sure that we're complying with this.
Okay, so you're like a middle policeman.
Yes.
I've got it. Okay. It's just good to get some. Okay. Trevor?
Yeah. Well, I'm deliberating. I'm thinking of bringing a charge against his birthday.
The 5th of February,
Yeah, I don't.
1973.
No, I think.
You wanted to bring
I don't know cold enough.
charge of perjury against his birthday.
I don't think it's his birthday.
You don't.
No.
So you're going to charge him with
With telling a lie about
falsifying
I'm saying that's not when he was born.
falsifying his birthday.
Yeah, he wasn't born then.
You're going to charge an auditor with a crime against numbers. Well, I think we'll all see this one. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have a defence?
I'm driving licence.
Right. So we'll court-appointed defence. Please enter, ladies and gentlemen, once again. Please a round of applause for Thom. The charge is perjury involving the date of your birth, Nick Poskitt. I will of course ask you to plead. How do you plead?
Not guilty, will I?
Well done, that's what we like in this course. Yes, it's really Trevor win easily. So I think all that remains to me is to ask if, Trevor, you could try and keep your arguments tight, seamless, as usual. I'll hear the case for the... You've got a wig. Very important weeks in the judicial process. I'll ask you to keep it as seamless as possible. Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear the case for the prosecution.
Nick Poskitt, you are a financial auditor.
Yes.
Yes. Do you support a football team?
I do.
Yes. And what is that football team?
West Ham United.
West Ham United. Would you describe yourself?
Order.
Would you describe yourself as a hammer?
I would.
You
yes.
would. And when did you first go to a football match?
A football match or West Ham United?
West Ham United. Is there any other kind of football match for a hammer?
There are a lot. Probably 11.
11. You were 11 years old when you became a football hammer.
Yeah.
And your job is auditor. When did you become an auditor?
Probably about 10 years ago.
10 years ago. You were an auditor 10 years ago. And have you ever been in love?
Yes, I think so.
You think you've been in love, then you haven't been in love. What was his name? Dave. I fell in love with Dave. And when did you first realise you were in love with Dave? Objection.
Irrelevant line of questioning, my love.
It's a what?
An irrelevant line of questioning, my love.
Oh, I think we'll see where he goes with this. Mr. Locke?
When did you first start?
It would have been the last, probably 20 years ago.
20 years ago. And what, could you give me 3 things in your life that are the most important to you? Values, possessions, people. 3 of them.
West Ham United. And then probably my wife.
Your wife. Does Dave know about your wife?
Yes.
He does. Okay, so how many children do you have?
It's an open relationship.
It's an open relationship. How many children do you have? What are their names?
One, George.
You have a child called George. And what are your...
Sorry, can the court be clear about this? You use the word plural kids. Now you claim there's one of them.
There's one.
He's an auditor.
Where is the second one?
I don't know.
Okay, so we have...
I have one I know about.
One you know about, and I love a child called Dave. Now, what are your hopes and dreams?
West Ham in the Premier League.
Yeah. Can you think of something that isn't to do with West Ham?
I don't know.
You've got no hopes or dreams.
David Lingerie. David Lingerie. My successful actor.
Your successful act launch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Well, please. Okay. And my final question to you: if you had to say one sentence that defined you, what defines Nick Poskitt?
could have done better.
Very good. And the very final question: Nick Poskitt is a. He is a legend. That is my initial question. And would you like me to sum up?
No. Let's hear from Mr. Tuck. Many lines of questioning were opened up there, Mr. Tuck. I have 1 or 2 questions. The app launch. What app are you launching?
It's kind of pretty hush-hush at the moment. It will be sports-based, funnily enough.
A West Ham United app.
Not quite West Ham United. All football. And rugby.
Because there's no difference between them.
No.
I see. Mr. Tuck, your opening comments?
I was wondering if I could borrow the wig. Cheers. My own. Nick. Earlier, you said to the courtroom that you do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. Would you describe yourself as a hard-working man? Do we have a stenographer? You claim to be a football fan. And you support West Ham United. Quite a cosmopolitan team, is it not? Do you know the footballer Nwankwo Kanu? Not personally, but you know of him.
Yeah.
He has not played for the Hammers, but he has played for other British teams. Do you know his birthday? Nobody does. And that has not held Nwankwo Kanu back in his goal-scoring career. I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that knowing when your birthday is a prerequisite to being able to say when your birthday is. Is it possible, Nick, that when you were asked what your birthday was, you answered out of habit? You said a date you've said many times. And that date again was? And the year?
1974.
It sounds like a date.
1972.
No.
Earlier you said 1973.
I have it written down as it came out of his mouth.
This is your defence.
Yes.
Okay, you've given him a different date to work with. According to the date of your birth. So, Mr. Tuck, do bear that in mind.
Sorry, I'm just going to have to get the emergency glasses out so I look more intelligent. I didn't do anything other than that.
So,
you gave us a date of the 5th of February 1973, and thank you for doing so. But is it possible...
Just clarify that as 72.
73.
Right, so you're sticking with 73. Right.
Can I object whilst I'm talking?
Sorry, I'm just trying to get clarity of the, you know...
I wrote it down as 73, he said 73, 73.
He said 72.
He did not.
Just clarified 73. Somebody check the records. 72. I've got the records.
You are...
We've only got one wig and no stenographer. What can I do?
Objection, he did say 73.
You're objecting to me? How can you object to this entire thing? 70. Alright, carry on. I'll overrule myself. Hang on a minute. Over to you, Mr. Tuck.
Is it possible, Mr. Poskitt, that when you replied the 5th of February 1973, that is what you believed, but it wasn't true at all? And that you, like in one quo cardinal, were born in a village where they don't record birthdays. Where were you born, sir?
Romford.
Exactly. I rest my
Mr. Locke.
I would like to call a character witness.
Yes.
Got wig back.
Yes, please.
A character witness for the prosecution.
Yes.
Unusual.
Well,
Certainly allow it.
does anybody know Nick Poskitt? Anybody here? You know him. What's your name?
David.
David, please. David, could you come to the to the court? David, please put your hand on my Bible and swear on it.
Have we got the book? Get the book. Hang on, get the book. Where is it? God for dummies, any swear word you like.
Bollocks.
There we go.
So, now, how long have you known Nick Poskitt?
30 years.
30 years. You've known him since he was how old?
Since he was 12.
Since he was
11.
He was 11. Depending if you go by the Romford calendar.
73.
11.
I'd say the character witness at the prosecution's working out.
Do you have any idea who this man is? Okay. So, and is he describe him. Give us a couple of sentences to describe the man you've known since he was maybe 10 or 11. You can't know.
Keen on football.
Keen on football.
Supporter of West Ham.
Yes. There's something we don't know, please.
Funny.
Funny, yeah.
I'll be the judge of that.
What is his greatest strength as a friend? What is the greatest character strength?
Loyalty.
Are these the qualities that we could ascribe to a baby? Would you describe a baby as a Hammers fan? I rest my case, thank you very much. This man, by his own description, by that of a friend who claims to have known him since he was either pubescent or prepubescent, has described a human being, a fully formed adult human being who has hopes and dreams for his app, who has a family. This man wasn't born on the 4th of February 1973 or 1972. A baby was born, and that baby wasn't a West Ham fan, didn't know anything about football, didn't know anything about apps. The man you see before you was born on many days when he was 10 when he first went to Upton Park. when he first learned how to do some auditing, that's when he was born. This man was born on many days, and not just one.